Here's the email that shattered my world. I've met someone else, someone better. I won't be at our wedding next month. Wishing you well. That's it. 4 curt sentences from Lucas sent at 6:47 a.m. on a random Tuesday, exactly 32 days before we were supposed to say, I do. I sat there staring at my phone, my coffee turning cold next to my laptop as my life flipped upside down. I'm Mia Carter, a 30-year-old interior designer based in Boston. 3 years with Lucas, 8 months engaged, countless I love yous all erased in a single email. Until that moment, I thought I had it all. A thriving career, a chic downtown apartment, and a fiancé I genuinely believed was my forever. We'd met at a charity gala where his investment firm was a big sponsor. Lucas had this effortless charm, smart, kind, or so I thought, and magnetic. He swept me off my feet, and I ignored the cracks that started showing. Looking back, the red flags were glaring. Lavish gifts he couldn't explain, late night, work meetings with a whiff of strange perfume on his collar, defensive outbursts whenever I asked about odd charges on our joint account. Love's funny that way, it blinds you to the obvious, even when it's screaming in your face. I forwarded the email to my best friend Sophie with a shaky "Have you seen this?" Her reply was instant. I'm on my way. Don't move. She found me at my kitchen island surrounded by wedding invitation samples that had arrived that very morning. Join us in celebrating our love, in gold foil mocked me as Lucas's words glowed on my screen, the obituary of our relationship. What kind of spineless jerk ends it like this? Sophie fumed. She wasn't wrong. I'd bent over backward for him, supported him through temporary money troubles, networked for his clients, even delayed buying our dream home so he could invest in his business. But here's the kicker. Lucas didn't know I wasn't as clueless as he thought. For 3 months, I'd been piecing together his lies. That family heirloom engagement ring? A consignment shop purchase. I'd sold it 2 weeks earlier after finding lipstick on his shirt he couldn't explain. The $15,000 from it sat in a secret account. My quiet rebellion waiting for a purpose. Now the numbness was fading, replaced by a razor-sharp resolve. Lucas thought he could dump me via email and stroll away. He was about to learn he'd messed with the wrong woman. The signs had been piling up. Whispered hallway phone calls, stories that didn't add up, dinners at closed restaurants, conferences missing from his firm's calendar. Each one was a pebble in my shoe, annoying but not enough to stop me until they were. I'd met his parents, Diane and Robert, plenty of times. Diane cried when I tried on a lace wedding gown pricier than my first car. Robert toasted me at our engagement party, saying I was the one for their only son. Did they know about his double life? Or were they as duped as me? The shift started in March. Lucas claimed his firm was swamped with a merger, but I ran into his coworker, Tom, at the store. Merger? We haven't had a big deal since January, Tom said, puzzled. When I brought it up, Lucas flipped, accusing me of spying. That night, while he slept, I cracked his laptop, password still my birthday. More lazy than sweet. What I found gutted me, emails to Chicago real estate agents, job searches, and messages to Emma. One read, I can't handle the guilt. Mia deserves better. But I can't stop wanting you. Sent at 3 a.m. on a night he'd worked late. That's when I sold the ring. He'd spun a tale about his grandma wearing it for 50 years. The appraiser laughed, it was 2 years old. Sophie snapped me back to reality. Earth to Mia. What about the vendors? The deposit? I took a deep breath. First, I'm calling someone. I dialed Jake Sullivan, a private investigator a client swore by. Then we're finding out who this someone better is. Jake's office was sleek, not the gritty noir I'd pictured. He scribbled on a tablet as I spilled everything. These charges $4, $800 at the Peninsula, $3,200 at Tiffany's. None for you? He asked, eyeing the bank statements. Nope. All during work trips. I said, steady now. Chicago plans? Just hints from his emails. I wrote a check from the ring money $15,000. Enough. Plenty, Jake grinned. Give me a week. That week dragged. I buried myself in work, thankful my clients didn't notice their chipper designer was unraveling a betrayal between fabric swatches. Then Jake called. Meet me today. His desk was covered. Photos of Lucas with the tall brunette, Emma entering fancy spots, receipts for Chicago flights, hotel stays, jewelry. Emma Grant, pharma sales rep. Met him at a networking event last year. Together since March. Jake said. March the turning point. He's drowning in debt, credit cards, loans, gambling. Used your joint account to fake it with both of you. Chicago's his escape plan. My hands trembled as I sifted through it. Options. Jake leaned back. We've got enough to tank him at his firm. They hate financial shoddiness. Could tip Emma off with these credit reports. Or we go strategic. Hit him with everything at once, lies, debts, all of it. But it's gotta be tight. I thought of that cold email, his arrogance. Tell me about strategic. Phase 1. A text to Lucas. I accept it. Come get your stuff. His reply. Movers next week. No. Personal docs, photos, you come. Friday 6 p.m. While waiting, I dug deeper with Jake. Emma's company frowned on client romances. Guess who just signed a deal with them? Lucas's boss, Michael, was a stickler for ethics too. Sophie helped me stage it. Boxes of his stuff. Packed with his secret emails, bank records, and Jake's photos, all labeled innocently. Friday, 5:55 p.m., the doorbell rang. Lucas wasn't alone. Emma stood beside him, stunning but uneasy. We thought honesty was best, he said, faltering at my calm. Perfect. Come in. They stepped into my living room where Michael waited on my couch. Lucas blanched. Michael, what? I invited him. I cut in. For honesty. Your boxes are there, dig in. Emma grabbed one first, pulling out debt notices. What is this? You said you were stable. She snapped. There's more, I said. Nodding at the rest, proof he'd funded her gifts with my money, violated firm rules, dated a client. Michael stood livid. My office, Monday, 8 a.m. It's not what it looks, Lucas stammered. But Michael was gone. Emma grabbed her bag. You said she was just a financial prop. She stormed out, crying. Lucas faced me alone, evidence everywhere. Mia, I can explain. No need. You found someone better, right? Doesn't seem mutual now. He paced, unraveling. You had no right. This could ruin me, Michael, Emma's firm, like you had no right to drain our account for her? I shot back. He tried charm. I messed up, okay? I'll ditch Emma, fix it with Michael, just help me. Like I helped plan our wedding while you scouted Chicago with her? I showed him screenshots, real estate, getaways. You don't get it. You didn't just mess up. You built a lie, me, Emma, your parents. His face fell. They know. Everything. Your mom called. Sobbing. What do you want? He whispered. I opened the door. Leave. Take your boxes. HR, Emma's legal team. Debt collectors will need them. He begged, but I shut him out. Goodbye, Lucas. Hope she was worth it. Aftermath hit fast. He lost his job. Michael had been itching to axe him. Emma's company probed her ethics. She quit. Chicago plans fizzled when his finances surfaced. I dove into work, but nights brought doubts. Had I overdone it? Then I'd recall his email, his lies, my money and her jewelry. A month later, Jake closed the case over coffee. Lucas is with his parents in New Hampshire. Debt's worse, serious gambling markers. Emma's in California, done with him. He paused. You didn't just get revenge, you exposed truth. His mess is his own doing. Sometimes truth's enough, I said. He offered to keep tabs. No, I'm done. Life shifted. Without Lucas siphoning cash, my savings soared. I took on bigger design gigs. Confidence blooming. One day, I ran into Michael at my coffee spot. We'd been digging into Lucas's accounts irregularities. You just sped it up. Oh, we're redesigning our 40,000 square foot office. Submit a proposal. That job skyrocketed my firm. Lucas's collapse handed me my breakthrough. Sophie pushed me to date again. Not everyone's a liar. You know the signs now. She was right. I spotted red flags like a pro. Diane called once, apologizing, returning a necklace I'd left. I donated the wedding stuff, swatches, saved the dates, erasing him. A year later, Emma reached out. We met at a quiet cafe. She looked real, less polished. Thanks for doing it quick and clean, she said. Painful, but it freed me. She was dating an honest architect now. Lucas had chased us both. Flowers, calls, LinkedIn, please. He's sorry he got caught, not for what he did, she sighed, handing me old photos of us, me and her backgrounds. I trashed them. Dinner. Sophie toasted to dodging bullets and thriving. To knowing my worth, I added. That heartbroken Mia from Lucas's email? Gone. My firm's on magazine covers now. Blending elegance and truth, just like me. The ring money? Best investment ever. It taught me to trust myself. Clients ask about my faint tan line. I say it's where I chose strength over lies. Last week at the restaurant where Lucas proposed, the hostess said he'd been in, spinning tales, looking rough. Some things don't change. I have. His betrayal didn't break me, it built me. Truth was my weapon, and wielding it was my sweetest win.